Hi there. Today we're going to present some Christmas data in a creative way using the Numbers app. Numbers has a green background with 4 white lines on it. When you open up the app, you're going to click either on the green plus at the top or the one on the white background where it says Create a Spreadsheet. There are lots of different templates in Numbers, but we're going to use the one in Basic, which is called Table and Chart. Now when Table and Chart opens up, you've got a ready-made table, which is already filled with some numbers, and a sample chart above to show you what it could look like. Today, I'm going to make my chart on the most popular Christmas clothing for my class. I'm going to change my chart title now to show that. However, I don't want 2 sets of bars for each item. You might do depending on what it is you're making a chart of. I'm going to click on the table underneath, and if I click on each column title at the top, I can then tap on where the letter C is in blue, and I can delete that column. You'll see that instantly my chart changes to having just 1 bar for each item. So the next thing I'm going to do is change the items. I'm going to change the text over here on the left in the first column by clicking where it says item 1. To type, you can either press on the keyboard symbol at the bottom in green, or if you just double tap in the box, your keyboard should pop up. So I've put in hat as my first word. I just type it in and then press the return key on the keyboard, and the box jumps down into the cell below just like it would on a spreadsheet. I can then add in my other festive clothing options. Remember, you can always use the microphone at the bottom of the keyboard next to the spacebar to enter the words verbally instead of typing. I've also added an extra row to my table by pressing on the circle with the equal sign in and typing another option. All I have to do now is gather the data for my chart by surveying the people in my class about which type of festive clothing is their favourite. Back on my table, I might want to edit this heading here, so I'll just type in type of clothing. And then, as I edit the numbers in the table according to the results of my survey, watch the bars in the chart above automatically change. So what you might have noticed is although I have 6 preferred clothing options listed in the rows of my table, I still only have 5 bars on my chart. It's not picked up that I've added none. Not everyone likes festive wear. The next thing I need to do is let the chart know that I've added that extra row to my table. So I'm going to click on the chart and a menu appears at the top. I want to edit references, so I click on that, and you can see that it highlights the part of my table that the chart refers to. Now all I have to do is grab a hold of that little blue dot down at the bottom right of my table and pull it down to show which parts of my table I want to include in the chart. Then I just click on Done. So now we've got our basic chart, let's get more creative. If we click on our chart, we can either click on Edit Series there, or we can click on the paintbrush and choose Edit Series here. It really doesn't matter either way, it takes us to this same menu. So as you can see, I can change the colour of the fill for the bars, and I can pick any colour I like. And as with Keynote and Pages, I can also choose the gradient option and play around with the different colours there. But I also have the option to choose an image. I've already selected one that I had saved in my photos. This one was one I made in a previous activity for our Inspire 12 Days of Christmas. You should check it out. As well as changing the colour of the bars on your chart, you can actually change the type of chart itself. Again, using the paintbrush, I can go to Chart Type, and there are many different types of chart which you might like to explore. Experiment with how you have to change your table to get them to work. Finally, when I've completed my chart, I might like to share it. Now the simplest way is probably just to take a screenshot and save it in your photos. However, let's rename it first by choosing the drop-down arrow at the top here. And then we click on that arrow for the drop down again and choose Export. Then we choose to save it as a PDF. And here you may want to choose the option to fit each sheet to a single page. This just gets rid of any unnecessary white background. Then click on Export, and you might just want to share it to files. You can then share the PDF really easily or insert it into other documents that you may be creating in other apps. If your teacher has created an assignment in Shobi, you could export it straight there very easily. We hope you have lots of fun creating tables and charts using numbers, and hopefully this has given you some ideas on how you could make more interesting charts the next time you have some data to present.